Salim Jaffa, and the statistics of that partnership, there were 54 balls bowled, and Javed Miandad farmed the strike to the extent that he faced 49 of them, and Jaffa had to face only 5. Disaster at the top of the batting order for Pakistan, with Shoaib out, having faced only 2 balls, and they never really recovered from that. There was no great authority about the batting at any stage until Javed Miandad took over. Mansoor Elahi, with his 20, was the best of the middle order, but Javed Miandad was quite magnificent, 77 not out, in that total of 9 for 166, and the bowling figures very, very impressive. I thought Dilly bowled extremely well. Those figures don't show in any way the worth of his bowling. He had his outswinger going beautifully. As was pointed out earlier, that breeze, the easterly breeze, is a little unusual here, but it does help the bowlers coming in from the river end. Both of them, again, the third time he's bowled in very, very fine fashion in these limited overs matches, 3 for 29 in 10 overs, and Gladstone Small, 3 for 28. Umpiring and Gatting bowled out the 10 overs between them.
And just short of the keeper, or did it carry? Certainly the Pakis think it's carried, and Bill Athey is walking. So Imran has got the first breakthrough.
A little inside edge from Bill Athey there. Imran working up a good head of steam. A little inside edge, and well taken by Salim. A very important breakthrough. This pair have opened very well for England in all these matches so far, apart from the one against the West Indies. So England now 1 for 1, chasing 167.
David Gower comes in at number 3, as he has done right throughout this Benson and Hedges challenge.
Imran getting that ball just to move marginally back from outside off stump. Not a very convincing shot by Bill Athey. Just a tiny inside edge. And the wicketkeeper did the rest.
Certainly was a good effort by the keeper to come forward and take that catch. I wasn't quite sure for a moment whether it had carried, but he did extremely well in coming forward to grab it. And Gower starts with a lofted shot over square leg, which will bring him a boundary.
No prize for guessing who the crowd is supporting here today. That ball just on David Gower's legs and just picked it up, hit down breeze with the southwesterly wind, and had no trouble at all getting to the boundary.
Wasim Akram. Shouts of catch it there, which Salim Yusuf has done, and he's now been given out, almost at the pleading of the bowler. An amazing decision. Chris Broad can't believe it. He's really not in any hurry to leave at all.
Well, I think he gave himself out, Broad. I think that's what the umpire thought. He did take a step or two towards the pavilion, and that is a very strange dismissal. He walked away from the wicket as if he was going to, well, in the opinion of the umpire, as if he was going to walk towards the pavilion, and he's been given out. Now, he doesn't like that, I'm sure about that. He can't really believe what's happened, but he's taken it pretty well in the end. I mean, the man of lesser character might be throwing his head back or whatever.
Chris Broad has been given out after a long time by umpire Dick French.
Well, Chris Broad hardly played a shot at that. A big shout. Wasim Akram saying, why isn't it out? He's obviously been now given out. Big smile on Dick French's face, because I think he thought Chris Broad was walking. Have a look at that from another angle. The bat is, well, not very close, in my opinion. The gloves aren't very close. And let's see what Broad does. Well, let you make up your own mind about that one. Now, he's walking out towards where the players come from. Now, look at Chris Broad. Oh, no, he says. My goodness gracious me, how could I be given out when I didn't play a shot at it and didn't have the bat or my hands anywhere near it? It's hit me on the hip.
Alan Lamb, in his 55th one-day international, comes into a whacker ground that is really buzzing.
It's Salim Jaffa, just to bowl from the members' end to David Gower.
Beautifully played. Right into the gap between Asif and Imran. And a second boundary there for David Gower.
classical cover drive by David Gower. A sight that we've become used to in Australia. A sight that crowds all over the world have become used to. Beautiful, fluent shot maker in form.
Deliberate cut shot over the top for 4. Got under it, lifted it deliberately. There's a gully there, and I'm sure that David Gower realized that if he had got on top of it, might well have been fielded by the gully. Plays that shot well.
Yes, he hit that very square. Had it gone fine, there's a man at third man, but it was nicely placed.
And with the score at 2 for 45 and things beginning to get somewhat desperate for the Pakistanis, back comes their captain, Imran Khan. Switching ends, he started bowling into the breeze, and he's now gone to the river end of the ground with the quite strong wind behind him. Very nearly chopped that onto his stumps, but he'll get 2 runs for it.
So wouldn't that have been a good start for him? It couldn't have been too far away from being dragged back onto the stumps. Imran a little upset that they got 2, but have a look at this. Ball bounces a little bit and went so close to the off stump as it rolled away down towards fine leg. Well, this is the sort of thing that Imran creates, just that little bit of panic. He's had so much experience in one-day cricket too and loves bowling with the old ball.
Gone straight to Shoaib, and he doesn't drop them. So Imran Khan has come on, and captain has got David Gower caught at cover, and that's an important wicket.
Oh, this is a vital wicket. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Pakistan. A very loose shot there from David Gower. He went to hit it on the offside, hit it straight in the air, and Shoaib, who's a magnificent little fieldsman, make no mistake, and have a look at the smile on that face. Well, they realised that they had to get rid of Gower and get rid of him quickly if they had a chance of winning. They've done just that, and England are now 3 for 47.
So the England captain, Mike Gatting, comes in at an important stage of his team's innings. They're 3 for 47. This is the 14th over. His rival captain is on. He's just got the wicket at David Gower in the first over of a new spell. It's all set up for Bill Lawrie.
Thank you, Tony Cozier. Gatting on strike. Getting beaten, neck and crop by Imran.
What a delivery. Captain to captain, and Pakistani coming out on top this time with a glorious delivery. Line and length, and Gatting attempting to get that ball into the cover region. A little bit slow with his footwork there.
Glorious on drive.
Beautiful shot from Alan Lamb. Imran just over pitching, and the timing here was quite superb. Just a flick of the wrist, and that ball has sped to the boundary. Glorious on drive, that.
Continues.
It's down to third man. It's going to be a long chase, and it's 4. And these runs very useful.
There have been other players today who've hurled themselves full length. Death or glory it's been. Salim Jaffer.
Gatting to face him. And plays a beautiful shot. That's going to be a possible 4. And it is.
Very, very strong square of the wicket. It's the ball that comes into Mike Gatting that has him in trouble just occasionally.
England 69 to win, 24.4 overs remaining. Required run rate 2.76. 4 runs.
Not enough desperation there in the last over. Asif Najava should have dived for one and didn't, and the dive from the man out of mid-off there was, well, I wouldn't class it as desperate. More of a lurch than a dive. And in fact, the ball went underneath him.
just short of mid-wicket. Azim is at mid-wicket, and I think he might have lost that one in the sun.
Yes, well, things not going for the Pakistanis here. This is a short delivery. Lamb tries to pull it. It comes off the splice of the bat. It was in the air for a little while. Qasim was a little slow moving to it, and he didn't get there. But it was on to Lamb a little quicker than perhaps he anticipated. And it just landed in front of the fieldsman.
England undefeated in international matches in this Australian summer. And they look like maintaining that record with just 41 runs to score at a rate of 2.27 for victory in this match. That's a fine shot. Straight into the gap and through to the boundary.
Yes, that's a lovely shot by Gatting. Ball coming onto the bat beautifully. He was onto the front foot and all in one movement on the up, playing it through the gap at extra cover. As we've said before, the outfield here is very fast, and the fieldsman there didn't really bother to chase it because it would have been to no avail. It's quite a long boundary, but very fast.
Beautifully hit. One bounce into the fence.
Yes, that was a lovely shot. The ball was dead straight, and Gatting decided that because there's a big vacant area down the ground at long on, to whack it over the top, and he timed it beautifully. That's the Prindiville stand in the background, a big crowd in that stand, and a lovely shot from Mike Gatting. And it's now 31 runs required to win, so it really is quite straightforward. They've got to score 1.82 per over, and they've got 7 wickets in hand, so I should think that England are stone cold certainties for the trophy.
Taken there by the keeper. Yusuf, he gets his third catch in the innings. It's all a little bit too late, but Wasim Akram has picked up his second wicket.
Yes, Alan Lamb hit the cover of this one. It was just outside off stump. He went for the cut, perhaps a little close to be doing that, and have a look at that deflection. Nicely taken too. And so that'll bring a smile to a Pakistani face or two, although I don't think at this stage it's going to make that much difference. But Alan Lamb on his way back now. He played very well. 47 runs in 79 balls. Caught behind off the bowling of Akram, and England now 4 for 136. Well, England's hero. And both of them striding out to the middle to the roar of the England contingent underneath the side screen. Yes, listen to that big nick and big deflection. So Lamb out, and Botham is at the crease.
High in the air, fine leg, just short of him. Madassa. So a bit of misfortune in this over for Wasim Akram. An extremely good over it was. England 4 for 139.
Let's have another look at this hook shot. That ball dug in short, both of them went for it. He was very lucky to get away with that one. He's obviously got a top edge to it, maybe even been a bit of glove in that, and it didn't quite carry down to the man at fine leg.
Pulled in for satisfaction for Wasim Akram. Mike Gatting bowled for 49, and at least Pakistan are getting some consolation. 5 for 145.
It looked to be pretty straight to me. It was just that Gatting was playing across it. But the glorious uncertainty comes out again. Not many runs to play with, I'm afraid. We needed wickets early on. Now Imran will have to come back. It's 5 for 145.
So Jack Richards comes in, and England have lost 5 wickets for 145. Their captain, Mike Gatting, who played a very fine innings for 49, just out, bowled by Wasim Akram.
Well, he launched
himself at it, but kept it pretty much down. The placement was perfect.
Lovely orthodox shot by Botham. It's got such power. And we've seen some lovely driving today. David Gower producing some superb drives, and then Mike Gatting with a few through mid-off and extra cover, and now Botham.
Just 4 away from the target needed. 9 for 166 Pakistan. Javed Miandad was the one who held them together. An excellent innings of 77 not out.
Couldn't wait any longer. Botham goes down and finishes the match and the championship with a typical Botham shot. England have won. England are the Benson and Hedges Challenge Trophy winners, beating Pakistan by 5 wickets. 40 overs and 1 ball it took them to do it. And Ian Botham hitting the winning run.
Very fine effort from England. That is a splendid victory by England. 5 for 167. They won the match by 5 wickets with plenty of time to spare. Just 40.1 overs used up. 47 to Lamb, 49 to Gatting, and 22 unbeaten to Botham with Richards on 7. And all that after the alarms of losing their first 2 wickets for just 7 runs. Athey going at 1 and Broad at 7. The bowling figures for Pakistan. Well, the rather odd tactical thing there is that Imran Khan used up only 8 of his overs. I thought he'd misjudged it at the time, and he had no chance to get in the full 10, which is a pity. And I think that really is an error of judgment. Not that it probably would have made all that much difference, but if you've got your best bowler, you should have him bowling out a full 10. He took 2 for 29. Wazim Akram bowled well again. He's had a pretty good tournament here, 3 for 27 in 10 overs, 2 maidens. I'm looking forward to seeing him bowl in England. I think he might be quite successful. Jaffa none for 43. No wickets for Madassa, Shoaib Mohammed or